Hey guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy, and today I'm doing an Oracle of the Day. So I'm really happy you're here, and I'm going to pull some cards and we're going to see what energy is going on, what's the vibe, what's up. All right, so for me, the energy has been weird. We do have Venus going direct. It went direct September 4th. Now, this is a timeless reading. So when you find it and it resonates, then it's for you. It's also a general reading. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Mystic Martian Oracle deck. Now, I don't know about you, but my dreams have been really colorful, bright. I would call them DMT type dreams. I am a lucid dreamer. You may be having, if you're a lucid dreamer or you have weird astral kind of experiences, if you kind of astral travel and stuff like that, you may be having those experiences a lot. Recently, I know I have, and they just keep getting weirder. I actually woke myself up the other night in the middle of one of these DMT type dreams, and I remember the light was very, very intense. It was like a shock wave of light that I experienced. So it's been interesting. I have noticed that my sense of time it feels like it's slipping, almost like, how can I explain this? It feels like if you've ever driven a car that has like a gear shift, it feels like either time is stuck in gear or it won't go in gear or it slips out of gear sometimes. So I feel like we're still, adjusting to some energy. Now, keep in mind, again, this is a timeless reading, but we have a lot of planets that are going into retrograde. They're kind of like, yeah, no. So we just have a lot of powerful energy. We have Jupiter going into retrograde, which I think there was already a couple of airline incidences where they had to kind of shut down airline flights and things like that. So, all right, we have Syrians, B, responsibilities, lessons, growing up. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling like this is a big time of growth for a lot of people. Venus retrograde had many of us kind of digging deep, and we had the Mercury retrograde going on during part of that time. Sorry, my tongue's heavy. Medicine, y'all. Anyway, and I feel like there was a lot of internal work going on with a lot of people. Okay, really reflecting on what they wanted in relationships, in their lives in general, really reflecting on how they take care of themselves, how they take care of others, reflecting on toxicity within themselves and within relationships. And now I'm feeling like with Jupiter going into retrograde, we're getting questions within us about like, do you love what you do now that Venus is going direct, right? Do you love what you do? Is your life serving your goals, your dreams, your purpose, that kind of thing? And there's just a lot of growth that's going to come from this kind of journey you're on. So if you're struggling right now, and hey, I hear you. Okay. A lot of us, whatever is going on in your life right now, the struggle, whatever it is, it's an important one, okay? It's a very important journey you're on at this moment in time. Because your lessons and the growth that you get from this time is really going to propel you in powerful ways in your life. So, you're really, and I'm feeling like this intuitively, and I'm feeling like this in connection to the super blue moon that we just had. That for many of us, like the next, I want to say 30 to 60 days is really about setting the pace for like the next 10 years. We're clearing out a lot of negative thought processes. We're rethinking a lot of our relationships, a lot of our wants, a lot of our desires. We're building the foundations of thought processes that are going to take us to different paths and through different doors and gates in the next few years. Okay, so this is big energy. This is not small thinking here. Okay, so I feel like the growth that you're experiencing in your life right now, the struggle is going to lead to growth. Now, I don't say that casually, okay, because personally for me right now, like I feel the struggle. I do, I feel it because I'm personally, like, I'm doing physical therapy. I'm doing, like, I'm still doing methotrexate. I'm struggling, like, I wouldn't use the word struggling anymore, but I've been there. Okay, so I'm fighting. For my health and to get better and all those things. So I understand that. But I've been in the trenches recently. Like, I went through the heart of darkness the last couple of months. So, I'm coming out of that. So and many of you may be feeling the pull to come out of it. I would not say it was shadow work, though. It was something else. It was like a revisiting, and you still may be there, okay? And if you are in that struggle, in that kind of, like, it's like a pocket or a portal of revisiting some really intense stuff, but getting a new perspective on that stuff, but going deeper into it. But it's not like a whole shadow work kind of thing. It's almost, it's hard for me to explain. So I've kind of called it going through the heart of darkness because I feel like for many people, it has to do with your heart chakra. It's a heart chakra activation. And those things, man, woo, it'll take you places, okay? When you have a heart chakra activation, it will reset how you think about your life. Like, the heart healing you do will have you questioning your behavior, the way you are with people, the way they are with you, where you want to put your valuable time, where you want to put your valuable energy. And that's a lot of what's going on right now. And we're seeing it in the world. We're seeing people reflect back to people in positions of power. Like, example, there was some very well-known people who tried to put together some form of charity for a very, I'm not going to be specific because, but for a deeply tragic, and it really, it bothers me, and it's there's just a lot of loss there, event that happened, and there's people suffering from it, and they get on camera and they try to raise charity for them. Meantime, they have 12 homes and don't have to worry about anything. And it just seems like you're asking those of us who are struggling, who most of us want to help, who are struggling, to give what we really don't have to give. Many of us are just trying to put food on the table and keep a roof over our head. And then there are these people who are abundant to the point of being almost, what is the word I want to use? Like, so abundant, so completely abundant that they could do it all by themselves, but they choose not to, right? That kind of energy in the past has been supported. A lot of people will say, has it really? Did we support? Yes, we did. We all did. We all did. We did it over and over because we were blind. We were all blind as bats. We could not see the truth. And now we do. That's part of this big energy, okay? Everything that's happened through this pathway, through what you've been doing, has been allowing people to see truth. And it's a lot of truth is ugly, okay? And we've been going through that. And that's part of this adjustment, is seeing the truth, okay? And not just observing it anymore, but and not reacting, but standing up and addressing. Standing up and saying, no, but reasonably, here's why. It's not a reactive stroke. It is an intelligent stance. It's completely different. It's an awakening of humanity. It's an awakening of the brightness of self. And it comes through this intense kind of process of self-growth. And a lot of people began this, well, many of us began this a long time ago. So we're a little bit further on the path, okay? But some of us began this, when we all had to kind of distance from each other, okay? And we're starting to see some of the fruits of that really start to powerfully come forward. We're seeing people express themselves in powerful ways and come forward more and more as more of the veil, the blinders are lifted, and people are feeling drawn to act, to say. And what it's doing is it's causing other people to say, no, wait. No, really? Is that what's going on? And it's a domino effect. Okay, it's a domino effect. So we are affecting each other, and now many of us are seeing it live happen. Boom, every day. More and more people are becoming more and more aware of what's going on. And it's very powerful. Humanity, the collective, is growing up, right? Not only are we growing up, but we're starting to speak, and it's intelligent. It's not the reactive thing that we have done in the past. It's being done in a more higher vibe kind of way. It's like, we see you, we know, we are aware of what is going on, and we know how this game is played. And this time, we're going to play it differently. It's a different game. We have healing. Massive amounts of healings going on. The frequency of healing supports our intrinsic ability to restore our health and wholeness by consciously using the information that comes to us through our senses and harmonizing everything accordingly. Yeah, big healings individually. A lot of people are healing a lot of their emotional issues with that heart chakra. There's a lot of heart chakra healing going on. And I got to tell you, one of the most difficult things I think people can do is opening up, softening to love in general. The whole idea of love. Loving self. Listen, I really think before you can truly love someone else, and I know people give me, some people don't like it when I say this, but I'm saying this because this is my experience, okay? And this is what I've seen reflected back to me in the universe, in my universal experience, okay? Is that the more I have loved myself, the more the universe has been able to open up pathways for me. The more I honor myself, the more the universe is able to work with me, because I'm honoring that spark within. Now, if you take someone like me, I'm using myself as an example because it's me, okay? Like, I come from trauma. So for me, that's a huge step. That's a huge step. And for many of you, that's a huge step to make decisions that honor you, to, in the face of the fact that many people, when you start making those decisions that heal you, the difficult ones that actually give you boundaries and allow you to heal and find wholeness, not shallowness, not what looks like healing to other people, not expectations of perfection that society feeds us, but real connection and wholeness, okay? When you do that, it's going to piss a lot of people off around you, right? So when we start making these decisions, it feels sometimes like loss, like sacrifice. But really what's happening is the things that aren't working, the toxicity within yourself and within your relationships, a lot of that begins to fall away in one way or another. And I often say the universe is making room, right? Sometimes your room, though, is empty for a while because you need to heal. And healing, honey, takes a lot of space. As much healing as you think you've done, you've got more to do. Okay? Because I tell you, every time I think I'm over a hump, I'm brought back to reality. That, hey, it's like, I'll tell you, I thought I'd be slick. I thought I'd be slick, and I would just tiptoe around the giant dead elephant in the room of my own father's wound. And I can't do that, I have to heal it. I have to look at it. I have to deal with it and feel it. And I can tell you, sitting with emotions is very powerful. Allowing space for you to feel the emotions of that, whatever your unalived elephant is, whatever that elephant in the room is, feel it. Get help. Get help. That's what professionals are for. I'm just a woman with a gift, and I'm sharing it with you. Okay, but giving yourself space, and it takes a lot of space. There are people who cannot be with you during that time of healing. They just cannot be with you. You cannot heal with them in your energy. It's just the way it is. It's not personal at that point, but the universe is think of it as a universe is doing like emergency room work on you. Like this is like life betterment, survival type work. We're trying to work on your heart chakra, work on your emotions, work on your feelings, because all of that is going to help you get to where you want to go. Because a lot of times we want to manifest all these wonderful, magical things, right? But to truly manifest these wonderful and magical things, sometimes we have to heal our wounded self, because we don't think we deserve those things. Because the gaping wounds in our heart tells us that we don't. So manifestation becomes an act of healing, an act of holding space for yourself. You can end up in that, dark night of the soul for a while. And I feel like some people panic when they get there. They feel like they are locked in. And I feel like the dark night of the soul, I call it the white room or the jump room, because I feel like you're just kind of stripped of everything. It's a very vulnerable place. But also with that, I feel like if you can bring yourself to connect the idea that when you are stripped of everything and you feel that dark night, you feel that energetically, it always feels like a cool midnight breeze. Like, it can be isolating. It can feel very lonely, but it also is the moment where all things become possible, because a lot of your blocks, a lot of your belief systems that held you back have been released. So it actually is the beginning, the moment before the hope, okay? It's like the moment before. And I feel like if you can just bring that into your consciousness, for many of you, it will help stir up the movement out of the dark night of the soul. And I feel like basically how I explain this, because I use the visuals, because I see a lot of visions and things like that. I literally moved from a dark place to like a jump room, and it's white. And my jump room has changed. It has gone like all 5D. So it's very different. There are portals in my jump room now. There are places for me to open gates and things like that. So throughout like your experience, your psychic connections to spirit will change. The way you see it, the way you feel it. And that's part of healing your heart chakra, is it allows for you to have a deeper connection to spirit. You will be able to trust your feelings, your super witchy psychic senses. You will trust those more because you will trust your emotions more. You will trust your inner self more. But I always move to this jump room. And when I move to the jump room, it's very bright. There's a lot of light. Now there's a lot of quantum light there. And even though I may not see the portals, which used to be windows and now they're portals right away, I know they're coming. So for me, it's a hopeful moment. It's me moving out of that, right? Um, but I don't really feel like we've been, like I said, in shadow work. We've been in some kind of pocket within this light activation, okay, that's required a heart chakra healing, a kind of an upgrade, okay, if you will, before we can really enter this portal of manifestation. Okay, we have to feel, we have to know, all right, because I do feel like there will be movements here that are required. And I feel like some of you are going to be called to move in ways that may be new. And so you're going to have to trust yourself more. And that's part of what this is. Okay. It's part of what this is. And you may end up in your jump room or your dark night, but I don't think it will last very long. You may be there right now. And if you are, I just want you to start thinking about the possibility of hope returning. Okay. What that would look like, what that would feel like. Let me get one more of these cards. This one's peeking out. So we have coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal, I can't say that word, but a good, the best ability to create the reality that we desire. That's what's going on. Okay, so Spirit is telling me to kind of share this with you. So, and this is very simple. I'm not going to go into great detail on this, but there's a practice where you can meditate, get into your meditative state. I'm not going to go into detail on that. However you do that, and put your hand on like your heart chakra, okay? And put 2 fingers on your heart chakra, put 2 fingers on your third eye, okay? And intuitively, as you're meditating, now you could be using to heart chakra or third eye meditative music or whatever music you're drawn to or not. It could be nature sounds. You could be chanting, okay? But you can rhythmically, my tongue is so heavy, I'm so sorry. You can, with rhythm, you can tap those chakras, okay? And you can tap them in rhythm. At first, you may feel like tapping them out of rhythm, okay? Like tap them intuitively how they feel. And then as you breathe, as you work with the energy, you will feel kind of this energy of beginning to tap with them in rhythm. And visually, you can visualize the energy moving from your heart. Okay, you can visualize this as green energy, or you can visualize this as holographic light, whatever works for you. Visualize the energy growing in your heart chakra, becoming very, very clear, very bright, okay? And feel it pulling upwards or moving upwards or cycling upwards through your, into your throat chakra, okay? Up through your third eye. Okay, and then you're going to pull it out of your third eye and cycle it back down into your heart chakra. Okay, so you're forming a connection between your third eye and your heart chakra. Okay, and you're going to grow that connection. And you're going to grow it in clarity. You're going to grow it with love. You're going to grow it with whatever intentions you want to set. Okay. This will help you get clarity with your emotions. It will help you think with logic, but also balance your reason with empathic emotional intelligence. Okay. And this will help you move in ways that you may not have felt comfortable before. It will help you know where to go, and it will open up more of your abilities, your creativity, and you may feel driven to go in different directions, or for some of you, you may feel a need to reach out to people, to certain people, or to certain groups. It's going to be very heart chakra driven, but with a great bit of reason and emotional intelligence applied. So it's a beautiful way to balance those two chakras. Of course, you're going to want to do that with all your chakras, and you can at any time. But specifically to work on balancing the coherence of those two chakras, so you can manifest your desires. And do not be surprised as you do some of this work if some of your desires, your goals, your dreams change. Okay? All right? You may be getting into realignment, especially if you're feeling dark night of the soul energy. Okay? You may be realigning. We all pivot sometimes. If you feel the urge to pivot in your life, it's okay. All right? Pivoting can be very powerful. So allow the pivot. If you're called to pivot, 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 pivot. I'm going to cheer you on. Pivot, pivot. Okay, we have gratitude rampage. It's already happened. Okay, for some of you, I feel like you may be trying to manifest something and you've gotten in your head about it. And you don't realize that all the fear and all the doubt that you've had isn't going to stop it. It's going to come anyway. So it's happening. So be grateful for it. We have solitude. Okay. All right. We have a couple more cards here. My stomach's growling. Sorry, you guys. We have act. Okay. For many of you, I feel like it's time for the time of reflection. Like many of you have kind of been in hermit status. Even if you've had people around you, you've still kind of been in a lot of self-reflection. Okay. Like we talked about before. And I feel like over the next 30 to 60 days, you're going to feel this urge to start moving, to start doing things, to make those leaps or that judgment call. Okay. And I feel like it's not going to feel as scary because you're going to be in a state where you're going to feel more healed. And that heart chakra activation, this heart chakra healing is extremely powerful. It's going to affect all your energy systems. It's going to affect your confidence. It's going to affect your sacral, your root, your solar plexus, and your crown. Okay. Depending on where you are in your journey is where you will feel it most. Okay, you will feel it most, of course, in your mental and emotional self. But after that, you may be feeling it more in your confidence, meaning you feel more like reaching out to people or making brave action. For some of you, it will be in your personal relationships. You may feel like opening up more, letting people in more. It may be in business where you start leaping towards things. You start being more brave, more courageous in what you do. It'll be different for different people, but it's definitely going to be an energy of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to move towards it. I'm not saying the fear won't be there, but being fearless has nothing to do with not having fear. Being fearless is, yes, I have the fear, but I just know, I absolutely know that it's going to be okay. And in fact, it's going to be great. I don't know how it's going to work out exactly, but it's going to work out. It's just going to work out because it has. Because I'm grateful. I'm grateful for where I've been. I can see now where I've been. I can see the progress I've made. That's part of what's going on here, is you seeing how far you've come. Some of you guys are very close to accomplishing something. You're just in the home stretch. And for some of you, the home stretch, man, it's a marathon, isn't it? It's a hard one. The home stretch part is tough. It's just as tough as those baby steps where we're getting started. Some of you are exhausted and you're encouraged to kind of like rest, take care of yourself. The most important thing you can do right now is get into flow. Okay, we have a few more cards. We're just going to walk through these. We have offering. I'm hearing offerings of gratitude. Some of you guys, if you guys have casted or you guys have been doing work or you work with your ancestors, whatever, it's time for offerings of gratitude. Just start being grateful, okay? Start acting like it's already happened. Start being in receivership, okay? Receive those manifestations, okay? Start the ball rolling. Just getting into that energy. Sometimes we have to work harder to switch our energy, okay? We have to actively, consciously choose to slip into new energy. And some of you guys feel what I'm saying. So we have autonomy, okay? You're in the driver's seat, okay? Understand that at some point there are decisions you have to make. And I feel like some of you guys are still holding these ideas of, I could make the wrong choice. The universe wants to introduce you to the idea that maybe you can't. Maybe there is no wrong choice. Maybe whatever choice you make is the choice you're meant to make, honey. And maybe that choice is going to unfold your manifestations. You know, this heart chakra work is hard and not everyone can do it, okay? Some of you guys are carrying other people on your shoulders when you do this. You're doing it for the collective. And there are people around you who may reap the benefits of your work, okay? That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to be a kind of soul who's that giving, okay? But you want to get for yourself, okay? So take care of yourself. Make good decisions for yourself. If someone doesn't honor your boundaries, push back, okay? Speak up for yourself. Your ancestors want you to speak up for yourself. Silent treatment, yeah. Some of you guys have words that need to be said. Some of you guys are meant to be heard, okay? And it's time, like it's time. Oh, we have solo magic. I feel like for many of you, this heart chakra work that's going on, this activation that for many of us has been, you know, a lot of people think, you know, activation, light, you know, all that stuff. My stomach's growling. I'm sorry. They think light, you know, happiness, butterflies, unicorns, balloons, donuts, you know, happy things, right? But many times an activation, a healing is tough. It's painful. It's long. There are tears. There is pain. There is not running from the pain. There is staying with the pain, you know, learning from it, understanding the internal manifestations of that pain, where it came from. What is the message of it? What is there to learn? What do I need? Where do I need to go with it? What is it teaching me? And a lot of times those insights are about the people in your lives, the truth of your life, the truth of your experiences. And it reveals what you need to be happy. Sometimes through this journey, as we work this path of healing, okay, you know, we start the manifestation, right? A lot of us start like we script it or we do a vision board and then eventually we go into like candle magic or whatever. You know, we're all different, however we do it. And we don't realize that when you start the manifestation, many of us are manifesting from a programmed consciousness of what we think we're supposed to be manifesting, right? And the manifestation pathway many times leads you down a pathway of healing that programmed consciousness. So what happens is as you heal this heart, you activate this heart consciousness and you get in balance with your mind. You find that the things that you wanted to manifest before change. The ideas of happiness change. The ideas of wealth change. And before you know it, your manifestation comes in the changed form. Because you're no longer aligned with what you manifested before. And the universe was really probably never going to bring you what you originally set out to manifest. They were going to bring you this changed manifestation the whole time. Because the universe was going to take you through this healing so that you would get your true heart's desire. Not what this world, the programming tells you your heart's desire is, but what you really want, what you really need. And it will come in a way that is healing and hopeful and helpful. And for some of you, I feel like some of your manifestations, like spell work, whatever, is going to come in a powerful way. It will just like boom, and it's there. And because you've healed so much, it won't be as shocking to the system. Okay. I'm seeing the tower in my head. So for some of you, it's going to come in like a tower moment. And that's not a bad tower moment. It's just overwhelming. And this heart chakra healing, this mind heart balancing will help with that. It'll help bring that in. Okay. For some of you, it's love. For some of you, it's money. For some of you, it's a business or a job or a dream, or, you want to have more artistic ability, or it's different for everyone. Okay. And for some, it'll come in slowly and very stably, because that's the way the universe feels will work best for you. And deep down, that's what you want, is stability. You want it to be good. You want it to be good and solid, because maybe you haven't had good and solid, right? So it's different for different people. And I feel like it's really important to be open about that, open about the fact that manifestations can change. What you want can absolutely change. And the more that you're willing to kind of be flexible and understand that you're spiritually maturing, you're growing. And with that growth, the old things you want and need have passed away and new things form. And many times what we want becomes more profound. It becomes bigger. And a lot of times it will make a bigger impact on the collective in a helpful way. All right. So a lot of you guys who resonate with this, you have big energy. Like there's a lot of massive stuff going on for you. So be kind to yourself. Keep your boundaries. Okay. And take your time with any kind of decisions. Okay. Take your time, because when it's time to act, you will know. You will absolutely know. And I feel like even though there may be some fear around it, you will feel confident. You will feel very good about it. All right? Okay, guys, that's what I received. I hope this resonated for you. If it did, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.